Oh, she went to get a Bible?
Director Garcia, come on this side. You want the picture to be. There you go.
I'll just do this.
Okay, so yeah, when we talk, have them.
Oh, then hell no.
That's right.
Price is
Karen,
right.
Karen
Wow.
stays ready.
Mm-hmm. Ready.
Got the blessing oil card too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I put you right.
Okay, great.
He's supposed to hold it.
Okay.
and he has the paperwork though.
Okay, I'll do like that, no?
Put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand.
No. Let me have my kids help me. Let me have my kids. Get over here. Close those. Hold it right here.
Hold the Bible for him.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
And it's right here there.
Okay, left hand on the Bible.
Put this on. One moment.
Smooth.
Raise your right hand.
Say it slow.
Repeat after me. I, Angela Garcia,
I, Angela Garcia,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge
discharge
the duties upon
the duties upon
which I am about to enter.
which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, congratulations. All right. There you go, right up there. There you go.
Wow.
There you go. Here.
This is I'm behind everyone, so they can't see me.
There you go. All right.
Oh, thank you, appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Next up, Kelvin Moore Jenkins.
Calvin.
All right, Kelvin Moore. Next up, come on down.
You're the next contestant.
All right. All right. All right. All right. We still have the Bible. All right. Just need the hand mic. That's probably enough. Mm-hmm. Your left hand on the Bible. There you go. Right hand up. Oh, Jenkins, do you want me to? I mean, Moore, you want me to swear you in? Okay. All right. All right. Don't worry. You don't have to read it. Just repeat after me. Just repeat after me. All right. Director Moore, if you could raise your right hand. All right. Repeat after me. I,
Kelvin Moore,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the constitutions of the state of California
and the Constitution of the state of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance
to the Constitution
to the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the state of California,
of the state of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which
upon which
I am about to enter.
I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, next up, come on, Mr. Jenkins. Oh, pictures, all kind of photos. Any of his family and friends up? Any other family and friends up? Okay, do it one more time. Okay, you got to get the right hand up again. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Knock. Hey, what's going on? All right, let them get their picture first. All right.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Okay, they needed one more. So we could go up here. They needed one more, like just a photo, just one photo. I guess have the paper. I don't know why, but we. No, you're good. You're good. Hold the Bible. No, hold the Bible. And then you put your hand out like you were getting sworn in again. That's what they want. Left hand. Gotta. Yeah, that's right. Put your right hand up like you're turned toward. There you go. Turn towards me. There you go. All right. You're good? Okay. All right. Okay. You guys doing it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
Let me borrow the paper.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, sorry. Oh. I was.
But I don't know. Man.
Yeah. Could we?
Oh, look at that.
I need someone to hold the Bible.
Yeah, there you go. I need you to hold the Bible, son. Yeah, but you're the strongest one, right? Big guy.
I got it.
Right here.
Two hands. I put my hand on it, please. There we go.
You ready, sir?
Ready, sir.
All right. I, Daniel Jenkins,
I, Daniel Jenkins,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and that I take this obligation freely
and that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Come forward. Come on, come on. All right, thank you. All right. All right.
Swearing-in day, so much fun.
All right. Yes, yes. All right. She was just here. I know. She left you guys a gift somewhere. Must be in the room. And she said congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, congratulations to every single person who was sworn in tonight. I'd like to congratulate Director Garcia for being sworn in. I know you had a hard-fought campaign and election. I'd like to congratulate Director Jenkins being sworn in. I'd also like to congratulate Director Moore. And thank you to all your friends and family that are here to support you this evening. I know they see individuals on the dais, but obviously there's a community of support and a village of people who made all this happen, and we are honored to have you here to be with us this evening. The next item up is the adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
All right. Secretary Abitre, there was a motion by Vice President Young. It was seconded by Director Moore to move the adoption of the agenda. Seeing no discussion, can you call for the vote?
Yes, sir. Director Dan Jenkins,
Yes.
Director Angela Garcia,
Yes.
Director Kelvin Moore,
Yes.
Vice President Greg Young,
Yes.
President Channing Hawkins.
Yes. Okay. Next up is public participation. Can you read the statement regarding public participation, Secretary Abitre? Actually, I want to have a reminder too for Van. You know, starting in January, there will be a change in public participation, at least being for the board members and their attendance per the Brown Act. Just make sure that you consult with General Counsel to make sure that's appropriate. Sorry about that. I just wanted to
Understood,
remind
noted. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Yes, sir. For any person wishing to speak to the Board of Directors on matters listed or not listed on the agenda within its jurisdiction is asked to complete a speaker card and submit it to the Acting Board Secretary if you are attending in person. For anyone joining on Zoom, please wait for the Board's President's instructions. Indicate that you would like to speak. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Under the State of California Brown Act, the Board of Directors is prohibited from discussing or taking action on any item not listed on the posted agenda. Comments related to notice, public hearings, and or business matters will be heard during the occurrence of the item. On March 4, 2020, Governor Newsom declared a state of emergency resulting from the threat of COVID-19. On September 16, 2021, Governor Newsom signed Assembly Bill Number 361 into law. Assembly Bill Number 361 amends Government Code Section 54953E by adding provisions for remote teleconferencing participation in meetings by members of the legislative body without the requirements of Government Code Section 54953B3, subject to the existence of certain conditions. The West Valley Water District adopted a resolution determining by majority vote that as a result of the declared state of emergency, the district is adopting the stated protocol, which allows meetings in person and or via teleconference. Accordingly, it has been determined that all board and workshop meetings of the West Valley Water District will be held pursuant to Assembly Bill Number 361, the Brown Act, and will be conducted via teleconference and in person. Members of the public may listen and provide public comment via teleconference by calling the following number and access code. Dial 888-475-4499, access code 840-293-7790, or you may wish to join the meeting via Zoom. Public comments may also be submitted via email to administration@wvwd.org.
Okay, Secretary Vitre, have you received any letters regarding public comment?
No, sir.
Any emails,
No, sir.
voicemails?
No, sir.
All right. Okay, thank you. Everyone live on the Zoom, is there anyone that would like to make a public comment? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Public comment is now closed. Let's move on to the next item. We have no presentations this evening. We also have next up is the consent calendar. There are items 1 through 12 on the consent calendar. Is there a motion?
I motion that we accept the consent calendar as is.
Okay, there was a motion made by.
I'll second.
All right. Secretary Vitre, a motion was made by Director Jenkins, seconded by Director Garcia. Seeing no discussion, if you could call for the vote.
Yes, sir. Director Dan Jenkins,
Yes.
Director Angela Garcia,
Yes.
Director Calvin Moore,
Yes.
Vice President Greg Young,
Yes.
President Channing Hawkins.
Yes. Okay, moving on to business matters. Consideration of item number 13, Annual Board of Directors Reorganization. Okay.
In accordance with the recently approved updated board policy manual, section 7.4, this will be the time of year for the board to potentially identify a new president and vice president at the board's discretion. And on the screen is that section 7.4.
Now, Van, are we also supposed to reorganize the committees as well? That tonight, or
No, that would be a next
you
meeting.
can do that at the next meeting? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, do we have any nominations?
Well, do you want to turn it over, or I mean,
Do we have any nominations for president?
well, it's already spelled out, but
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to make it a motion,
Yeah. What do you mean?
the rotation's already spelled
Oh,
out.
that's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. I forgot. Yes, I'm sorry. Excuse me for that. So, with that being said, the rotation is spread out. For folks who aren't aware, or I didn't remember, the presidency at West Valley Water District, I want to make a brief comment, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Has, as long as I understood, it was something that has been voted on every year, every other year. It's changed in iterations. If you look at the wall over there, there are individuals who have served as president going back to Oliver P. Romer, Mr. Tillman, who served for a decade. In the wisdom of the board of directors, over the last year, we've decided that the presidency, just like the presidency of the United States, is not something that an individual should have for life. It is something that should be shared amongst all of the directors at some point to allow for each person in their particular district to have the representation that comes along with the gavel, but also more importantly, that the authority and ultimately the power that is vested in the president not be subject to abuse by being entrenched in one person's hands. Our district has made a number of reforms, whether it has been over the last, since 2019, whether it has been in our staffing and what we do in regard to HR, in our finance and what we're doing in fiscally to protect the district and the ratepayers' resources, what we've done also in how we engage with the community, what we're doing when we engage with our partners throughout the region. I am very proud of my time here as the president. There have been many days since December 5th, 2019, where, you know, most days is pretty enjoyable, but there have been many a days and many a calls and many a meetings where as they say, heavy is the crown. That the next president, which by rotation will be now going from vice president to President Young, will have the obligation, will have the honor and the opportunity to represent, to serve as the president of the board and lead us along, particularly as we go and chart a path to the future. I think it's a critical time in West Valley. It's a critical time for the staff. It's a critical time for the directors, and most importantly, a critical time for the community. I believe Director Young, having served on the board the longest and being the most senior member, is the most appropriate person to serve at this time, not only due to rotation, but also to the opportunity that he brings a significant knowledge, expertise when it comes to issues of water, as well as issues of finance. If you've ever seen him in The Ruler, you know what I'm talking about. And so with that being said, it's been a true honor and pleasure to serve, and I will remember my time as president very fondly. And thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to say a few words. And welcome, new president.
Or condolences.
Young. There you go. Come on over. Come on over.
And I get to. I'd like to thank President Board Member Hawkins for the kind words, and to my fellow board members for their trust in me. I do want to slightly return the favor, Channing. Just have a few remarks. I know we all want to get through the meeting, but I did want to personally thank you for the tireless leadership that you provided to this district. I know we have a lot of new faces on the board, and you and I have tried to educate them on the difficult days. But certainly I think, you know, you and I have been through quite a bit here on the board, and I'm so pleased that this board is where it's at today, and that is to no small measure because of the work you've done. And I could talk for a very long time about some of the great successes we have, but there's one thing in particular that I did want to highlight, because I think it's something that you should be most proud of, and that is the IE Works program. You know, most of the days up here, we just pretty much are voting on routine business. Once in a while, we might vote on a big project like Romer. That's like a once-in-a-generation type thing. But I can remember having breakfast with you right after your election at Corky's in South Fontana, and finding that we both were wanting to see some kind of a pathway program. And I must admit, I was a little nervous at first because you had this grand vision, and I was like, oh, that might be a little ambitious. But you know what, Chang? I was pleasantly surprised to see the fruit that developed because of your hard work. And certainly if I knew as much about your background, particularly working in Washington, I probably wouldn't have had any doubts from the start. But that is a program that I think you should be particularly proud of, because it's literally changing people's lives. And I think of one of our first graduates, Demetrius, and the wonderful person he is, and now a wonderful employee here at West Valley. You've changed his life. I mean, you really have. And it, I think, is pretty, on point that there was not or there was a point not that long ago where someone like a Demetrius with no background in water probably wouldn't have had much of a chance at getting a job at West Valley, or even some of our surrounding agencies. But you, through this program, have given him an opportunity that will allow him and his families to come have a new sense of purpose in this community. And so from myself to you, Channing, and I think I'm going to take a little liberty on behalf of the whole board, you should be very proud of that achievement. I know it was a team effort, but you led the charge on that. You had the vision. And like I said, it's not every day we get to change someone's life up here, but you should really be proud of the work there. And I know that we're just getting started there. We're going to keep it going, but I mean, really, that is, I think, one of the things that you should be most proud of.
Thank you.
Now, I did also ask staff to put together a little something for you. It's a little wordy because there's so many accomplishments. It's hard to go through it. So I'm not going to read it, but I do want to get us all up here to have a photo taken, if you don't mind.
Okay.
But it's just a certificate of recognition for your time as board president. And again, just on behalf of the board in West Valley, we really appreciate all the hard work you've done for this agency.
Okay.
Let's middle, sir. A certificate of recognition for. All right. Okay, so now we'll go back to the reorganization. So now, in accordance to our policies and procedures that Van pulled up for us, the vice presidency is now considered vacant. So according to our rules, we will entertain discussion and motions for the consideration of vice president. Does anyone have any motions or discussion? Ellen?
No, speak up too fast.
Nominate Dan.
Okay, we have Director Moore has nominated Director Jenkins. Do we have a second?
Yes, I second Dan's nomination.
Okay. Do you accept the nomination?
I accept the nomination.
Okay. Any discussion?
Well, I also want to nominate Director Garcia. I'm sure she's in. Yeah, Director Garcia.
Okay.
I'll second that.
I think we do have to take it in order, though.
Okay. Okay.
Unless that was a substitute motion on the one
No,
you
absolutely
originally
not.
seconded.
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. So, Madam Secretary, so the first motion is to appoint Dan Jenkins. And should that fail, we have a second motion ready to go, I guess.
Well,
Or discussion?
yes, we can have some discussion and allow. Actually, I do want to make it for a matter of allowing the opportunity for the vote. I do want to make it a substitute motion so both candidates can have the opportunity to be voted on, and the board can make its decision. So I do want to make substitute. Well, I don't want to take away Dan's nomination, but I also want to allow Director Garcia to be nominated concurrently, I guess. But we can.
So are you saying 2 vice presidents?
No,
or-
no, I'm just saying nomination, and then, to allow for both individuals to be discussed and then
Okay.
receive the appropriate second.
Well, I mean, this is the time for discussion, so if
Okay.
you wish to discuss the merits of either candidate,
Or the candidates
or the candidates themselves.
make a statement regarding their own candidacy.
Well, I guess I'll start. Thank you for the nomination. Yes, I'm very interested in being vice president. As vice president, I think that I want to continue the legacy that was done by the previous executive team, and I also want to be able to provide some leadership as a woman of color on the executive team for the West Valley. I want to continue to promote women and women in water, and to be able to show that here as a vice president for West Valley Water District that I'm here to encourage women in water. And so if given the opportunity, I will continue to promote that.
Okay.
Hello, and thank you for the opportunity to speak, and I appreciate the nomination. I think I've worked diligently to participate, and I've shown my eagerness to work with the board and my fellow board members on different issues. And I like to continue working hard and demonstrating that I wish to be a strong part of this board.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions for the candidates?
No, I think they both put forth their best statements.
Yeah. And I think it is important to note for both directors, I mean, under our new rotation, there is an emphasis that we do want everyone to have the opportunity. Obviously, we can't provide at the same time, but that the idea being that maybe if you're not selected now, that there would be an opportunity again in a couple of years.
All right.
There's no other discussion? No? All right, so what's the current motion then,
What's the
Mr. Hawkins?
Well,
So was your substitute motion to vote on Director Garcia first, or did you still want to vote on, I mean, because you were part of the original motion
I was
too.
a part of the original motion, so I got dragged into it. It's something about moving from the seat. But what I wanted to do was at least allow, before we voted, to hear from both of the candidates, and I think we have. And then, I think the directors have enough information to vote with their mind and their heart. That was it. And I think, so I guess that was it.
So are you both still supporting the original motion, or do we need to start with motions again? I just want to make sure we take it up in proper order.
Well, I guess we should start all over
Okay.
again.
All right, well, let's just so it's clear.
Okay. Shake it up.
All right, are there any motions or nominations, or I'll just say motions at this point, they've already been nominated.
Yes.
I don't know what time is it.
Okay.
Yeah, I nominate Dan.
Okay, we have a first for Dan. Do we have a second?
Yes, I second Dan.
Okay. All right, we have a first and we have a second. No further discussion. We'll call for the roll.
Yes, sir. Director Kelvin Moore,
Yes.
Director Angela Garcia,
Yes.
Director Dan Jenkins,
Yes.
Director Jenny Hawkins,
Yes.
President Greg Yin.
Yes. So congratulations, Mr. Jenkins, on you're being elected vice president. Look forward to serving with you.
Thank you, sir.
And Angie, again, I'm sure you'll be here soon. Don't worry. Yeah. Okay. So moving along to board reports. I'm sure we'll start off with the newly sworn in. I know you have family in the room that you may want to thank or speak towards. So Director Garcia, would you like to go first?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the staff of West Valley Water District for all the accomplishments that you've done this year. We've accomplished a lot of things that you should be very proud of. Without you, this district would not run. And also, I want to congratulate the new president and vice president of the board.
Thank you.
And to everybody out there, you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll see you next year.
Okay. Ken?
I'd like to take the opportunity to thank my wife, who's not here, but you probably heard my son and daughter a little while ago. But I also want to acknowledge the outpouring of support from the staff here and how well they've made me comfortable here. And I'd like to personally thank President Young for his support throughout the process and running for office. Former President Channing Hawkins for giving me insight and leadership, and Calvin for giving me additional support in both running for office and speaking to me, and Angela Garcia for supporting me to be vice president. I really much appreciate that. And I'd like to thank the ratepayers for being part of this, and my friends who are here tonight.
Okay. Director Moore?
Yeah, I'm glad my wife is here. I thank my wife for the support during the election and the just the long hours, being out, working a lot, and then doing this. I think, wow, the ones that went and walked with me. Anthony's gone, but did our flyers and design. I thank Keith, my boy from way back. We've been friends since 1960s. Somewhere in the 60s. P-Town. So, and he's been a rock ever since. My best man at my wedding, and keeps me in line, keeps me where I'm supposed to be. Channing for his advice and support. And sometimes I just want to sock him. But I really did. But his support was unfailing. And Daphne for her support.
Right.
She had a gentle kick, but she kicked me. but we didn't mind, you know. Greg for his support, and of course Dan for your support. Dan would go out and walk for me sometimes and put my signs up. He put my signs up for me, and gave me leads for signs. And oh my gosh, so many. My brother right here, the two right here, father and son, for just the love that you poured out to me and my wife, and just the hospitality, and for Socorro and her team for being out there and doing what you do for our community and for our ratepayers. I couldn't be more proud to be a part of an organization. Everybody makes you feel like you're at home. Vivan for what you do, and Heidi for you, help, and all of you over there, and you for all the food you always get us. So, and Angie, thank you for just your cheer, your smile, and your love and support. So we appreciate that. Nothing goes unnoticed. I just appreciate that. It's been a rough race. And but we learned so much. But what we learned is this: we are human beings, and at that time is where it's pivotal, where human beings from nowhere come to support you. People you don't know introduce themselves to you and says, "What can I do to help you? I heard you were doing this," and that's humbling. So I'm just grateful to God for that. So I thank you guys for that. Harold, thank you for coming out as well. So God bless you guys.
Yeah, and just really quickly, again, I want to thank all of the members of the board of directors on their election. I want to take some time to thank my wife, Daphne, for putting up with the presidency the last 3 years and standing next to me, beside me, counseling me, allowing me to have a shoulder, wiping my eyes, and keeping our family together. keeping the community together. And so I just want to take this time to just thank you, honey. And also want to say before we get out of here, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the holidays over the next few months. We won't have another meeting, but I want to wish everyone a happy and safe holiday season and a new year.
All right, thank you, Channing. I'll keep it brief. I just want to first of all thank the board for your support of myself and now Dan. Thank you to President Hawkins for the support which he gave to us serving in this position for the last 3 years. And certainly moving forward, I'm here to service you guys. So you all have my phone number. Feel free to give me a call. As Channing kind of said, we don't want this to really be so much of a power play or things like that, just as much as this is a service role. We are serving the board, serving each other, taking on a little more responsibility to help in the operation between board meetings. So again, I'm at your beck and call. As usual, if you call me during working hours, I'm probably in the basement of the hospital, but I will call you back. And certainly, Channing, I know that you're looking forward to a little more time at home, but please keep the phone on because I may have questions. But thank you, everybody. And certainly I want to thank my family as well, who are watching from home this evening. And I do also want to wish all the staff a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, as this is our last board meeting of the year. Normally this would have been the first meeting of the month, but because of the way the calendar fell, it fell on the second meeting. So I just want to wish everybody safe and happy holidays. And with that, we'll go to the general manager's report.
Thank you. Let me start off by giving the 3-2-1 salute. What I mean by that is congratulations to the 3 of you who are sworn in tonight. Also, congratulations to the 2 of you who've taken on the responsibility to be the president and vice president. Look forward to working closely with you. And also, congratulations to the 1 board member who survived 3 years as being board president. Congratulations. With that, just a few items that you see on your screen. On your dais, you'll see a flyer. You'll see that Director June Hayes is entertaining a water forum on January 19th. If it fits your schedule, you might want to consider attending that. And if so, please let our acting board secretary know she can sign you up for that. Secondly, I just also want to let you know staff recently received 4 proposals on the financial plan and cost of service study, and we'll be presenting an update on that to the finance committee next week. That's a very important study to ensure that this district maintains a path of fiscal responsibility. So we look forward to Mr. Fox's effort on and his team's effort on this project. Third thing, I just want to let the board know, as I let the executive committee know already, I'll be taking the first week of January off for vacation. I guess it's been quite a number of months since I've had some time off, so I'm going to take the first week of January off. And lastly, I think all the board knows that we did win the Rising Star Award at Aqua. Unbeknownst to staff, we actually got one more recognition at Aqua. If you go to the next slide, we didn't know about this recognition until after the conference, but we received the President's Special Recognition Award. We had a low amount of paid claims and a low amount of cases. So I guess in so many words, if trouble has been looking for us, trouble hasn't been finding us. And because of that, we did receive the President's Special Recognition Award at Aqua. So that concludes my report, Mr. President.
All right, wonderful. All right, we'll go to our interim legal counsel, Mr. Ullin. Vincent?
Yes, thank you. I have no report. Thank you.
All right, motion to adjourn.
Make the motion to adjourn.
All right. All right, thank you, everybody. Have a happy and safe new year. We'll see you next year.